It was a Friday night, a few of my friends dropped by. We were just having a drink or two. No big party or anything. Guess we were a bit louder than we thought we were.
This is Jennifer, the RA.
And that's how I got busted.
Students who've been accused are notified via an email from our office, and the email actually asks them to log into a website to view it. That way we can confirm if they've received it. And it's an email that contains information about what charges they're alleged to have violated, the incident report that the hearing officer will use, and who the hearing officer is, and some information about their rights through the process.
We're just having a drink or two.
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 I would say one of the biggest resources is our staff, because our staff is always happy to answer questions students have about the process. I'm happy to meet with a student even before they have a disciplinary conference. Sometimes those meetings will take longer than the conference themselves, because I want to be sure the student understands the process, understands what could happen. I think some other things that they could do are talk to the Student Advocacy Center or another advisor and talk through what they would like to say, what they would like me to know.
I'm the director of the Student Advocacy Center, and we're located on the second floor of Mary Graydon Center in MGC 264. The conference process is a very relaxed environment. Students often go in expecting a robe and formal procedures, but really it's just a conversation between the student involved and the hearing administrator. And it's just to find out what happened, and then from there set a plan of action through sanctions of how to prevent future behavior in the
You're probably feeling anxious, you're probably feeling somewhat defensive, you're probably feeling genuinely a little bit of fear, and a lot of that is probably because you don't really know what's going to happen next. So once you've made the appointment, you'll come to our office and check in, and we'll give you a statement form to fill out. You don't have to fill it out, but it gives you a chance to submit a written statement. Then I'll take that statement form and I'll read it over, and then we'll begin the conference. And I'll start out by first just asking you how things are going.
It's been really well.
Good. What classes do you have?
Doing some finance courses, some accounting courses.
So you must be in the business school? How are your classes? How's your roommate? Are you in any sports? Do you have a great internship? Then I will go over the process so that you know what's happened with your case so far, some of the things that could happen next, some of the things that can't happen next, and why that is the way it is. Do you have any questions right from the beginning that you wanted me to answer?
Not really.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you this, and you can keep this, give it back to me, recycle it. It's sort of a visual layout of the conduct system at AU. And we are in disciplinary conference right now. Whenever my office gets documentation of a case, it could be resolved one of three ways. This is one of them. One of the others is mediation, and that's, first of all, a free, voluntary, confidential service our office provides. But sometimes we get a conduct case that seems appropriate. Your case didn't seem to have any sort of interpersonal issues involved, so that's why it didn't go to mediation.
Okay.
Another way a case can be resolved is in a disciplinary hearing. The reason your case didn't go to a disciplinary hearing is because we reserve that for cases where if you were found responsible, you could be suspended, dismissed, or removed from housing. So we determined that even if you are responsible for the alleged violations here, you shouldn't be suspended, dismissed, or removed from housing.
Okay.
Okay? So a couple things to know about the conference today are that I'll be very interested in your account of what happened. You can submit witness statements if you'd like to do that, and I can talk to you about how to do that. And I'll make a decision about the case based on what's called a preponderance of evidence standard, or what's more likely than not to have happened. Then I'll ask you some questions about the case. And the first question will always be, can you tell me what happened during the incident? And that's a chance for you to just tell me the story of what happened that night from your perspective. I will have some more specific questions after that. I can answer for you today about outcomes or anything like that?
I think that's kind of it.
Okay, well, David, to let you know, the typical sanctions for this, since you did state that you were responsible, would be that you'd be placed on censure, which is a formal warning from the university against other violations of the conduct code. We'd ask you to complete an online alcohol education course and some alcohol assessment. And we'd typically ask you to write a reflection paper about noise. Those are the typical sanctions, but we adjust them pretty regularly for specific cases. Do you have any thoughts about those?
No.
I also won't have a decision for you at the end of the conference. I'll let you know that that's because I usually want to meet with everyone involved and I want some time to think about the decision I'm going to make. But you can always ask me at the end of a conference where I think things are going, what I think will happen next, and I'll let you know as best I can. And that's really it.
It's not as bad as I thought it would be.